Hi again, Pastor Rob here. Thanks for checking out and learning more about membership here at Hillside. In the last video, we talked briefly about what it means to be a member and why membership is important. So if those are still questions for you and you haven't seen that video, then stop this one right now, scroll up the page and check that one out first. One of the things we talked about in the first video was that becoming a member of Hillside is more than joining a club. See, you're actually joining a family. But what does that look like? What does it mean to actually join a family of a church? What does it mean practically to be a part of a local church family, particularly the Hillside family? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have three basic goals for members at Hillside. So there are three things that we want to see in you as a formal part of our family. The first is that we want you to know and use your spiritual gifts, your talents and passions to build up the rest of the family. The first mention of spiritual gifts, if you're reading through the New Testament, is in Romans chapter 1. Verses 11 and 12 of that chapter say, "For I long to see you, that I may impart to you some spiritual gift to strengthen you. That is, that we may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith, both yours and mine." See, God gives us spiritual gifts. He created us with talents and passions so that we would bless others and build up others and encourage one another. We live in a time and place that can cause us to easily become consumers in church. Without trying, we can attend a worship gathering and complain about the music not being quite right for us, or the preaching wasn't strong enough, or perhaps it was too strong. We can become self-centered pretty quickly. And it's super easy in America, in our culture, to forget that Sunday, and for that matter, Monday through Saturday, none of it's about us. It's all about God. God blessed Abraham in the Old Testament so that through Abraham, he could bless the whole world. So God gave you passion and gifts to be used to bless others for his glory. So as a member of Hillside, we want you to give. We want you to understand that everything given to you by God has been given to you to steward for the sake of others and for his glory. Your talent, blessings, time, energy, spiritual gifts, they've been given to you to be used to bless others as you live more and more in light of Jesus blessing you. The second thing we ask of our members is that they be a part of a smaller community where they will be known and grown by one-on-few discipleship. We want you to be part of a smaller family within the greater family so that you can truly be poured into and so that you can truly pour into others in a more intimate way. We were made for community. Everything about how we're made screams, you need people. We need one another. It is close to impossible for you to attend a worship gathering on Sunday and then retire into the week for 6 days of being alone in the world and still grow up into Christ the way that he intends. Now, the disclaimer here is that I know the oil field is a major part of our culture. I know that it's a big deal in Western North Dakota. It funds a lot of people's homes and budgets, and that schedule is pretty unforgiving. You might simply not be able to join a smaller community or a missional community within the Hillside family. We want to help you anyway. Everybody has particular circumstances and a difficult schedule of some sort. So we want to know you and come alongside of you. We want to work with you to ensure that somehow you're getting that community factor that you need for your continued growth in Christ. So if you check out our community page here on the website and none of those times will work for you, then let us know. Talk with us about it. Converse about the issue, and we'll try to help you consider ways we can create community around you. The third descriptor of a Hillside member is that we want you to be involved in the mission outside the walls of the church building. Dickinson has thousands of people throughout the neighborhoods and streets that do not know Jesus the way that we do. They're desperately looking for fulfillment that only Jesus can provide. They need to hear the good news that only we have Dickinson, Dickinson is completely filled with struggles, with depression, with financial hardship and addiction, loss, loneliness, and many other things. And only believers in Jesus have that answer. We alone have the good news of Jesus, the only thing that will work. We alone know the hunger of something more that leads to addiction that can only be found in Jesus. He's the something more. We're surrounded by people all the time. And yet so many of those people, even though they're surrounded by others, they feel alone, so in need of being heard and loved. And we alone know the answer to that. Loneliness, the answer is Jesus. We know that Jesus will never leave or forsake us. We know that he will be with us even to the end of the age. Dickinson desperately needs Jesus. And Dickinson needs you to proclaim him into their everyday brokenness. Well, that's it. We want you to actively use your gifts and passions to serve and build up the church. We want you to live in community so you will grow and flourish in the kingdom of Jesus. And we want you, thirdly, to join us in doing this out loud for all to see in Dickinson as we join God in his work each day. Now, I've done a lot of talking about the ideal member at Hillside and what we strive for in membership. Let me take a minute to let you know what you can expect from us as a member who's doing these things. You can expect to be prayed for regularly. You can text your prayer requests in or fill out a card on Sunday morning or just tell us. You can expect to be equipped for ministry and discipled by the family as you constantly learn to live more like Jesus. You can expect us not to give up on you during the hard times, to come alongside you, to bless you as necessary as God has blessed us. See, our vision for one another, for Hillside, and for Dickinson is that we would be the church, that we would actually be the people God created us to be. We want you to truly flourish as people who have submitted to King Jesus. And we want that flourishing to radically spill out of our lives and into the streets of this town. So if this sounds good to you, then go ahead and fill out the form below and join us as we worship and grow together during this lengthy mission trip in Dickinson.